Imagine a world where humans no longer need to sleep. Picture the possibilities. No more groggy mornings, no more hours spent lying in bed. Instead, the entire 24-hour day would be filled with wakefulness, energy, and productivity. In this alternative reality, we would be free from the constraints of fatigue, living in a world where our potential could be fully realized without the need for rest. It's a fascinating thought experiment, and one that raises numerous questions about how our lives would be different. How would society change? Would our relationships evolve, or perhaps dissolve? Would we work more, or would we embrace an entirely different way of living? In this article, we will explore the profound implications of a sleepless society, diving deep into how it could affect productivity, work-life balance, industry, health, and even our very sense of time and existence. But before we venture into this hypothetical world, let's take a moment to understand the science behind sleep and its essential role in our biology. The biological basis of sleep, why we need rest. To understand the potential effects of a sleepless society, it's important to first recognize the biological purpose of sleep. Sleep isn't just a luxury, it's a fundamental human need. It plays a crucial role in memory consolidation, physical repair, and mental well-being. Without sleep, our bodies and minds would struggle to function optimally. Currently, most adults spend about 7 to 9 hours per day asleep, roughly 1/3 of our lives. Sleep is broken down into several cycles, including rapid eye movement, REM, and non-REM stages. Our circadian rhythm, a natural internal process that regulates our sleep-wake cycle, determines when we feel most alert and when we are ready to rest. In the absence of sleep, we would essentially gain an additional 26 years of waking life, an extra quarter of a century. The question is, what would we do with all that extra time? The impact on productivity, work without limits. The first area of society that would likely be most affected by a sleepless existence is productivity. Without the need for sleep, humans could work, create, and produce continuously. In theory, this could lead to an explosion of creativity, innovation, and economic growth. But there's a catch. Would it really be all positive? In the U.S., the average full-time employee works about 1,892 hours annually, or roughly 36.4 hours per week. If sleep were no longer a factor, this statistic could drastically change. The potential for a 24/7 workforce could lead to higher productivity and greater economic output. However, it also raises concerns about the quality of life, employee burnout, and the erosion of work-life balance. Without the need for rest, work would permeate every aspect of life. Businesses might operate around the clock, and employees could be expected to work longer hours. This could further exacerbate the so-called rat race, leading to a world where work is endless and personal time is scarce. The evolution of living spaces, no more bedrooms? One of the more practical consequences of a sleepless society would be how our living spaces are designed. Today, bedrooms are central to most homes, serving as places for rest, intimacy, and solitude. But in a world where sleep is no longer necessary, bedrooms would lose their primary function. Without the need for dedicated spaces for sleep, homes could become multifunctional, with rooms designed for work, socializing, or recreation. People might opt for smaller, more adaptable living spaces, focusing on collaboration and entertainment rather than rest. The traditional bedroom could become a relic of the past, as people redesign their homes to fit a 24-hour lifestyle. A new era for nightlife and social interaction. Without the constraints of sleep, the entire concept of nighttime would be transformed. People would have more time for socializing, entertainment, and leisure activities. The nightlife industry, which currently thrives during the evening hours, could experience a massive resurgence. Clubs, bars, and cultural events would no longer be confined to the late hours. They could operate around the clock. In fact, projections suggest that the global nightlife market could grow by over $27.7 billion between 2024 and 2028. With more people awake and active at all hours of the day and night, we could see a whole new social dynamic emerge. People might indulge in late-night activities more frequently, forming stronger social bonds and enjoying a more vibrant 24-hour culture. Picture a world where people are never too tired to experience a night out, and parties, events, and social gatherings continue long into the night without anyone needing to rest. The social dynamics of a sleepless society, rewriting relationships. As we know, sleep serves as an essential part of social life. It provides people with time to disconnect, rest, and recharge. In a world without sleep, social dynamics would undergo a significant transformation. With more time for leisure and social interaction, relationships could flourish, as people would have the ability to spend more quality time together. But there's also a flip side. The absence of a natural day-night rhythm might disrupt traditional family life. People would no longer have predictable cycles of rest and activity, potentially leading to new challenges in maintaining healthy personal boundaries. Social interactions might become more intense and less predictable, with the lines between work and play increasingly blurred. Would this bring people closer together, or would it result in greater isolation as traditional rhythms of life break down? The health paradox: more time, more stress. While the idea of not needing sleep may initially seem like a utopia, it could also present significant health risks. Sleep is essential for mental and physical recovery, and without it, humans could face new health challenges. Though many people suffer from sleep-related disorders today, the absence of sleep could introduce new risks such as overstimulation, stress, and anxiety. Mental health might suffer as individuals are left with more waking hours to worry about personal and global issues. Without the restorative benefits of sleep, the human mind might become overwhelmed, leading to a potential rise in mental health concerns. The concept of sleep as a form of stress release and emotional recovery would be entirely absent, creating a new set of psychological challenges. Ethical dilemmas: the cost of endless wakefulness. The notion of a sleepless society also raises ethical questions. Sleep is recognized as a fundamental human right, and the absence of sleep could alter our understanding of personal autonomy and leisure. How would labor laws change in a world where people are expected to work around the clock? Would individuals be forced to work longer hours simply to survive? The potential for increased social inequality might also become more pronounced. Those in positions of power could exploit the continuous workday, demanding even more from their employees without any respite. As work becomes endless, ethical debates surrounding workers' rights, fair compensation, and the quality of life would intensify. Industry disruption: what happens to big pharma and food? With a society that no longer requires sleep, industries like pharmaceuticals would be significantly impacted. Currently, billions are spent on sleep aids, treatments for sleep disorders, and medications aimed at improving sleep quality. But in a sleepless society, the demand for these products would vanish. Pharmaceutical companies would need to pivot, shifting their focus to other areas, such as mental health, cognitive enhancement, or even longevity. The food industry would also undergo dramatic changes. With more waking hours, people would likely consume food on a more frequent basis, leading to an increased demand for 24/7 dining options. The traditional 3 meals a day might become obsolete, replaced by continuous snacking and meals that cater to a constantly awake population. The evolutionary implications of a sleepless society. Without sleep, humans might even evolve differently. For instance, we could see enhancements in physical stamina, cognitive function, and even night vision, as our bodies adapt to an endless cycle of wakefulness. Over time, the absence of sleep might create a more resilient and robust human species, with the ability to thrive in a world where rest is unnecessary. Conclusion: the future of a sleepless society. In conclusion, while a world without sleep may seem like an intriguing and potentially beneficial concept, it would bring with it both unprecedented opportunities and significant challenges. From productivity boosts to profound changes in social dynamics and health, the implications would be far-reaching and transformative. So, could this be the future of humanity? It's still uncertain, but with advancements in technology and genetics, it's not outside the realm of possibility. Perhaps in the distant future, humans will evolve or be engineered to live without sleep, unlocking new levels of potential. Until then, we can only speculate about what such a world might look like. What do you think? Would a sleepless society be the ultimate utopia? Or would it be a dystopia in disguise? Let me know in the comments below. I'm curious to hear your thoughts on this fascinating concept. And remember to subscribe for more deep dives into mind-bending possibilities like this one.